Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I need a little temperature check. All right. How y'all doing? I can't hear y'all. Oh, thank you. If you are in the surrounding areas, please come and join us. We're about to have a really, really cool panel called Buseum. So the museum meets the main stage. Kahh Spence and Brandi unpack the trends, the tension, and the timeless conversations around beauty and its role in community beyond the aesthetics. So please, welcome to the stage, Dr. Brandi Welch, Kahh Spence, and Akila King. All right, round of applause. Come on, give the girls some energy.
Essence Fest. Give us some energy. How we feeling? Looking good, looking good. Essence Fest day 2.
How we looking? We look good, y'all?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Good, good.
Everyone's, recovering from last night. Cardi B, all the
Ooh,
girls.
What a night.
Right, what a night. But look at you two, rays of sunshine right here.
We're matching. We didn't even realize that.
Yes, y'all look amazing, glowing, love it. Well, I'm a big fan of both of you, so I'm so excited to moderate today. I mean, Ka, your journey has been amazing to watch. Brandy, loving your content as well. So
Thank you.
let's get into it. We're gonna talk about all the things. Starting off, both of you, would love for you to tell us before we get into it a little bit about your journeys, what got you into beauty, and we'll start from there.
Ladies first.
Okay. So you guys just met me, but once again, I'm Dr. Brandy. Like I told you all, I am a pharmacist by trade. So what got me into beauty, I think, starts with my childhood. As a little girl, I was always getting my hair done by my mom. So there was a lot of at-home salon sessions. And then in high school, I decided to go natural. And as you can imagine, over 15 years ago, we did not have all of the tools that we have today. So it was a lot of figuring things out, messing my hair up, getting it right, messing it up again. And that has pretty much been my journey when it comes to beauty, just trying things, seeing what sticks. And that's the same thing that what happened with beauty content creation. I posted a video, it stuck, and I've been doing it ever since.
I know that's right. My start into beauty, it started as a young boy, being around my mom in the salon all the time and being around all the women in my family. I grew up around that 24/7. And I think over time, I just grew a love for it, went to school. And then, did anybody go to the concert last night? All the ladies on stage, I worked with them.
Literally.
I did all the girls, all of them. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yes, amazing. And so today's concept is Buseum or Beauty Museum. So to kick that theme off, would love to hear from each of you if your approach to beauty were an exhibit in a museum. Describe that for me. What would it look like? What would it feel like, etc.?
So I would have a very boring museum. It would be all black and white, and it would be white bottles, all black white writing, black walls, white shelves. And the reason why I would want it to be that way is because when it comes to beauty, a lot of times we shop with our eyes and not with a actual purpose. So I would want to remove that stimulus and get people more involved and more informed in how they're shopping for beauty. And because of that, I would name it behind the bottle because you would be forced to turn that bottle around, read those ingredients, and figure out if it's actually going to be beneficial to you.
Beautiful.
Love that.
Give her a round of applause.
I doubt
Thank
that
you.
would be boring though. You led with it would be boring, but nothing boring about you.
Thank you.
Yes, and you, Ka?
I think my beauty museum would be a beautiful Bordeaux tone. It
Ooh.
would be like women draped, looking like the Mona Lisa, hair to die for, the face to die for. And I think we'd really get into the education behind hair products, makeup products, skincare, and really talking about, how beneficial they are to living a cool, sustainable life and making sure that we're using products that are really good for us, as Dr. Brandy was talking about. The reason why I say Bordeaux is because that's the color of love, and I believe beauty and love are succinct. You know?
Love that. Gorgeous. And then, Dr. Brandy, for you, your content is so heavily focused on the balance of science and hair care. And I think, speaking of museums, you think of art, but a lot of people think that science and art don't necessarily go together. But I think you strike the perfect balance of science and creativity. In your words, how did the two of these coexist?
So I think science, beauty, and art coexist. One, through the art of storytelling, to take a very complex topic like science and break it down to the masses in a way that they can understand and apply is a true art form. If you all saw my DMs with some of the questions that I get and happen to try and explain bond repair technology and keratin and a cortex in a way that someone's going to read, digest, and apply, oh, baby, that's the art form. And then the other side of it is how can they utilize that information to then beautify themselves? Because the information is only as useful as the application. So I gave you a lot of information. How are you going to do your hair? How are you going to style your hair? And how is that going to be sustainable to you? That's all art.
I love that. Exactly. That's beautiful. Yes. And then for you, Ka, we've seen you blossom from incredible celebrity hairstylist to now incredible, amazing brand founder of Samir Gray. Tell us about this pivot and what inspired it. And yeah, I want to hear all that.
I think the pivot was more about, as I talked about yesterday, really figuring out what your purpose is in life and understanding how to get over that big leap of whatever it is that you want to do. I think I realized my journey throughout hairstyling, it took a toll on my mind and my body. And I wanted to be in a space and in a field that I think was really helping a broader audience as opposed to the singular clients that I was focused on. And so it's been a beautiful journey. It's been really successful so far. I'm loving it.
Yes.
And you're killing it. So it's amazing to see. And yes, you're reminding me you can reinvent yourself at any time.
Anytime.
Yes.
If y'all want to become an astronaut tomorrow, we going to astronaut school.
You really
Exactly.
can.
Hello.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. And then for both of you, when you reflect on Black history and Black beauty history, who inspires you to pivot or keep going throughout history?
So this is going to be a little bit stereotypical, but I think one thing that reigns true in the Black community is the love for your parents, specifically my mom. At the end of the day, that is a person that's always going to keep me going. Even when we have our differences, I know that she's always in my corner, and I know she's a strong Black woman. Anything that that woman puts her mind to, she does it. So that is who I look to keep motivated and to keep going.
Let's give it up for Brandy's mom.
Yes.
Yes, let's give it
yes,
up for Brandy's
stand
mom.
up. Oh, so
Dr.
beautiful.
Brandy's mom. Yes.
Yes. And then what about you? Any inspirations keeping you going when you reflect on Black history?
I think it'd be very similar. My late mother, I was super inspired by her work ethic and her love for beauty and her love for making sure she was well put together. But someone I also really looked at was Madam C.J. Walker and how
Yes.
she really transformed what it looked like to build entrepreneurship in the beauty space. And one thing I'm about is getting to the paper. How can we
Absolutely.
get to the coin?
I'm
Yes.
lost without a coin.
Yes. Okay, vocals.
Okay, you might see you can move into another profession.
Literally, you can do it all at the same time. I love it. And then, curious, again, going from hairstylist to brand founder, what was maybe a hardship you faced when it came to formulation or the process of building your brand that maybe you were like, wow, I'm in over my head, and how did you sort of overcome that?
I don't think it was the formulation that was tricky for me. I think it was managing moving from being more so on the talent side of things because yes, I was a service provider, but I think I was still treated as talent in some sort of way. And now being an operator is so different. There's more people answering to me. There's a lot of managing supply chain that I didn't understand and wasn't aware of. there's so many layers to running a business that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. I manage about 13 different companies, and there are about like 3 to 5 people in each company. That's a lot of people to remember names. Number one, remember names. I'm good at that, but remembering that, like, it's a lot, but I love it.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing amazing. And then, Dr. Brandy, as a pharmacist, what are maybe some misconceptions about beauty or hair care that you constantly have to debunk when, creating your content or speaking to other Black women?
Yep, I was just speaking about this previously, and it's anything regarding hair growth, just because that's a claim that's going to be reserved for medications. A lot of people think they can achieve that through over the counter cosmetic products, and unfortunately, that's not true. While it can maybe help, it can't promise you anything. And for those type of issues, you really have to get a medical professional involved. So I'm constantly debunking that and telling people you have to go to the doctor.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's so important to remind people for sure. And then I know I sort of asked you what a challenge was you faced when launching your brand externally, but what was sort of an internal battle, maybe with managing expectations from the industry and choosing your piece and a new passion? What was that tension or lack of like for you?
I think the struggle for me was getting through the grief of the 8-year relationship with the client, some of the clients that I had. You know, I built such tight knit relationships with these women, and with some of them, we shared hotel rooms together. We did a lot together. We operated like brother and sister, and so I think grieving those, like that tight, uh, close knit circle of a relationship to where our relationships are now, I think that's been the biggest hurdle for me to get through. But I still love the young ladies. I was with them at the club last night. Still live a very fun life.
Yes, absolutely. I get that. There is a grief in change, but on the other side is beauty, new opportunities. So thank you for reminding us of that. And when it comes to, for you, Dr. Brandy, what are some things that you feel like maybe are trends right now that have a lot of influence, but you're sort of like, maybe this, I know you mentioned hair growth, but are there other things you're seeing that you're sort of like, maybe we should rethink our approach?
Bond repair technology and then like UV protection. I feel like UV protection is really trendy right now when it comes to hair care. And not always, but sometimes it's just conditioners reimagined. And I think when it comes to trends in general, I find that people are just buying things and they don't even know why they're buying the thing. So before anyone hops on a trend, do you need the product? That's the ultimate question. Like, it's cute, but do you need it?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, getting back down to necessity versus just, taking on what's cute and cool at the
Mhm.
moment. So I feel like that's really key. Absolutely. And then for both of you, just balancing it all day to day, what are some things that are keeping you grounded right now through just busy entrepreneurship, content creation, pharmacy work, all of that? Like, what does the balance look like for each of you?
I think for me, what keeps me grounded is seeing how many everyday women I'm able to help. I think what we don't realize is beauty or beauty professionals, they're not always accessible to everyone. And although I am not a licensed cosmetologist, I can at least provide some answers to individuals that's accessible 24/7. Because what happens when you dye your hair at midnight, the beauty supply store is closed, and you got work in the morning? Who you turning to? You not going to nobody's hair salon. So at minimum, maybe you can come to my page and I can teach you how to do a cute flexi rod set until you get to the salon. So being able to have that reach and then having my audience come back to me and say, hey, you helped me love my hair. You helped me embrace my hair. I'm now comfortable doing my daughter's hair. That keeps you very grounded.
I love that. That's beautiful. Absolutely. What about you, Ka?
I think getting comfortable with the idea that life's not really about balance. You know, like on Monday we might feel okay, and on Tuesday we might not feel okay. And I think getting comfortable with those ideas and realizing that if I'm not okay, the work that I do won't be okay. The energy that I put into the world won't be okay. So I think getting comfortable with that, but I try my best to read. I'm getting back into gaming. I'm trying to do the silly things that keep me young because, I want to stay looking this good. And to piggyback off of you, when I'm ready to launch my haircut brand, I'm coming your way.
Okay, I'm gonna be right here.
It might be coming. Not no time soon. No time soon.
I love
Don't
it.
hold your
I love
breath.
it. I love it. I love it. And then, Ka, back to you. So, you've also mentioned that your pivot into luxury fragrance world was sort of a love letter to your mother and the women who raised you. Why was specifically fragrance the choice there, and luxury fragrance as well? And like, what message do you feel like choosing that path sends to the larger Black community about being able to enjoy luxurious things as well?
My initial entrance into beauty was being at my mother's dresser and smelling the white diamonds or the daisy by Marc Jacobs or the love spell by Victoria's Secret and being in the salon and smelling the aromas of the blow dries. And so I wanted to recreate that energy and that memory and take from those experiences. And the reason why I wanted to give this love letter to my mother was because I watched her struggle so much throughout my life. When I was a kid, she had a stroke when I was 5. She had an open heart surgery really young, passed away when I was 21. And so, like, watching her deal with all of that in life, I really wanted to shed light on her and her story and the women who raised me. I was supported by all women. The men wasn't really around, but I love the dads. I'm gonna be one day. But I was raised by all women, and I want to give back to women in those ways. I've worked with women my entire career, and I don't know personally what women go through and what women face, but I've watched it and I see it. And I want to just say I see all of you, and I see what you guys are doing, and how you guys are showing up every day in your work and in your everyday lives. We see you. We are with you.
Oh, thank
Love that.
you. And we see you. And I know your mother would be so proud of you. Absolutely. That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. And Dr. Brandy, you have something so dope called Office Hours. Tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about that. It's a video series you do online. I would love for you to just tell us the inspiration behind that.
Yes. So, fun fact about me, I've always wanted to be a teacher, but I realize, unfortunately, in America, teaching does not always pay the bills. So, I started a series called Office Hours, and it's almost classroom style, where we break down specific topics, 3 videos each week. So, one thing we start with is like hydration and moisture. It's the foundation of understanding hair care. And the purpose of it is to give people the tools that they need to care for their hair independently. Unfortunately, a lot of times we don't know the why behind things, but with the current state of economy, a lot more people are doing their hair at home. So if you're going to do it at home, at least be informed about what you're doing. And that's what prompted me to launch the Office Hour series.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yes, I think it's incredible too because it creates more accessibility to information and
Yes.
true resources from a vetted source that we don't always get to have, and also bridging that gap between Black women and Black people and the medical system that
Hmm.
sometimes we feel uneasy about. So,
Yeah, and I
you're
think it's
doing.
also important because you're speaking to people in a way that they understand. I could get on here and say hydration, moisture, girl, water. Hydration is water. Let's just keep it real simple. And I think that's what helps people trust you, especially being a medical professional. I know people don't trust me, naturally speaking. They like, girl, you trying to kill me. Like, I don't trust anything that you're saying. But when you speak people's language, they kind of open up. And when they realize that you have their best interests at heart and you're going to be there with them on that journey, you realize it can actually become a beautiful relationship.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. I love that. And then circling back to the museum theme we have today, what is a historical Black beauty era that each of you would love to revisit and why?
I'm going to say the late 60s, early 70s. I take a lot of pride in having natural hair. That is one thing that I'm very intentional about. Even today, I opted to wear my natural hair because I feel like if I'm going to be given a platform, I want to celebrate natural hair. Growing up, a lot of times we were taught that our hair had to be straight for special occasions. and I didn't want to straighten my hair. So I want to go back to the 60s and the 70s where the afros were out, the crowns were high and big, because I believe Black women, Black men deserve to take up space. And I'm going to make sure my hair occupies as much space as humanly possible.
Yes, I might have to join you when you time travel back to that era because I love it too. What about you, Ka?
I'd probably say the '90s. You know, I love the
Yes.
door knocker earrings, the doobies, the you know the hairstyles that the women that I was raised around used to wear, the short cuts, the pixies, all of that. I think
Yeah.
that's really cool. I'm from New York, and so seeing all of that, being in Brooklyn, being in Harlem, being in Queens, love those moments.
Yes, absolutely. You really can't go wrong. Like we've just always ate down, for lack of better
And New
words.
York's the best.
Literally.
Wait, where you from?
New Orleans.
Oh,
Period.
Oh.
Oopsies.
We got family in this crowd. I'm just letting you know.
we right here. we right here. I don't see them.
I'm
I love New
screaming.
Orleans.
We love New Orleans so much. And, you know, we're dwindling down to really 10 seconds here. I could talk to y'all all day long, truly. But I would love for you to close out with what each of you hope your legacies will be, whether it's with your brands or just in general here today.
I hope that my legacy is very simple, and that's making beauty make sense. I want everyone to have accessibility to the things that they want to have for themselves. So as long as I can leave my mark and people say, you know what, that little blonde hair girl made it make sense for me, I'm good with that.
I love it. I love it.
I think what I'd want my legacy to be, I'm still figuring that out, but at right now in this moment, choose you. Like understand that you come first before anything, before anyone else. Choose you.
That's powerful. Thank you. I have chills, honestly. Thank both of you for your vulnerability today, your honesty, sharing your journeys and your knowledge with us. It's really appreciated. And yeah, y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you.
y'all for the energy. Keep enjoying Essence
Whoa.
Fest. Keep that energy high. Stay hydrated, all the things. And
Stay
thank y'all so much.
hydrated.